Thinking about swapping out neem oil before it singes your cucumbers or annoys your ladybugs? Welcome to rudeinsect.com.
And honestly, that's where a lot of gardeners are right now. Neem oil still has a place, but more people are noticing the downsides, especially in spring when everything is tender and beneficial insects are waking up too.
Yeah, neem got this reputation as the organic cure-all. Spray it on, walk away, problem solved. But gardens are rarely that simple.
Exactly. If you use it carelessly, some plants can react badly. Cucurbits are the classic example. Cucumbers, pumpkins, squash. Those leaves can burn. And if you're gardening in zones 6 through 9, early spring pests show up fast. So people are tempted to spray first and ask questions later.
Which is usually when the trouble starts. You're trying to stop aphids, and suddenly your plant looks worse than it did before.
I've done that. Years ago, I sprayed too eagerly on young cucumber starts. By the next afternoon, those leaves looked like they'd had a very bad beach holiday.
See, I still think neem can work if you're careful.
Careful, yes. Casual, no. That's my argument. There are alternatives that are easier on sensitive plants, and often a little more targeted.
So if somebody's dealing with the usual spring parade, aphids, spider mites, whiteflies, where do you point them first?
Usually insecticidal soap. It's simple, and it's especially useful on soft-bodied insects. It works by disrupting or suffocating them, but it's gentler on a lot of plants than neem can be. You still need good coverage, especially under the leaves, because that's where the pests hide.
That undersides of leaves thing matters more than people think. Folks spray the top, admire their work, and meanwhile the aphids are having brunch underneath.
Exactly, and timing matters too. Early morning or late evening is best. That cuts down the chance of stressing the plant and lowers the odds of bothering pollinators and other beneficial insects.
I'm glad you said beneficials, because that's another reason people are branching out from neem. Bees, ladybugs, lacewings. You don't want to knock out your helpers while trying to control the bad actors.
Right, and another option is diatomaceous earth, which is a totally different tool. It's a dry powder, and it works best on crawling insects because it damages their outer layer. I like it around the base of plants or in spots where beetles and ants are moving through.
I like it too, but I'll complain about it a little. It stops working once it gets damp, and in spring, that can mean reapplying after rain, dew, fog, your neighbor sneezing.
Fair complaint. It's not a set-it-and-forget-it fix. But for the right pest, it's handy.
What about homemade sprays? Gardeners love a kitchen remedy.
Garlic and onion sprays can be useful as deterrents. They don't necessarily wipe pests out on contact the way soap might, but that strong smell makes plants less inviting. Same idea with peppermint oil for ants and even some spiders around growing areas.
I'll admit, garlic spray works, but your garden starts smelling like somebody dropped pasta sauce in the compost.
Better that than an aphid convention. And with any homemade spray, test a small section first. Don't coat the whole bed and hope for the best. Plant sensitivity is real, even with organic ingredients.
That's the part people forget. Organic doesn't automatically mean harmless. Too much of anything, or the wrong thing at the wrong time, can still damage plants.
Yes, and rotating methods helps. That's one of the smartest takeaways here. Don't rely on one product for every pest every week. Match the treatment to the problem. Soap for soft-bodied insects, diatomaceous earth for crawlers, deterrent sprays when you're trying to keep pressure low.
And keep track of timing. If you're planting and treating on a schedule, it's easier to catch pests early before they explode.
Which is really the whole goal. Less panic spraying, more observation. A healthy garden ecosystem is stronger when you're not constantly blasting everything in sight.
So the short version is, if neem oil has been rough on your plants, or you're worried about beneficial insects, you've got solid options.
And the best option might not be one miracle bottle. It might be a mix of safer, better-timed treatments that protect your crops without throwing the whole garden out of balance. Thank you for listening to this edition of rudeinsect.com. Conversations with Grant and Fiona.